Hi, I'm Kev from an English homestead, and I thought I'd do a little video of what we've been up to on the homestead and in the garden this week. Okay, I thought I'd do a little update of what's going on in the garden as well. Things are looking weedy, but some stuff's doing pretty well. So I thought I'd show you that first, and then some of the stuff that isn't doing so well. So first off, we've got my cordons. You can see these here. Cordons are doing pretty well. And if I hop across this bed, oh, yoink. You see that some of these trees are absolutely laden with fruit, and I think these cordons are a great way to grow veg in a small space. And I've been really impressed with how much I've got off them. Yeah, they're a little bit of extra work. You have to prune them in the summer, and yeah, you do need a bigger investment to start with, unless you graft your own trees. As you've got to put a lot more trees in. But you can see, so each one of these has got a good core of fruit around it, and it's all really good quality as well. Especially as you strip away the leaves in kind of late August, the sun can ripen the apples. They're really great. And then what else we got? We got squashes and got cucamelons and things growing down here. If I find one. Got these little cucamelons, which are like a cross between a melon and a cucumber, apparently. Like a cucumber with citrusy taste. I don't really like cucumber, but I like them. They're nice. And in here, I've got amongst the nasturtiums. You've got cabbages, these red cabbages from the Real Seed Company. They're doing really well in amongst the weeds. And I've also got my purple sprouting. I always do a full bed of these for the winter, well, spring, hungry gap. And even though they got ravaged by caterpillars, they've all come back now. And you just have to have a couple of good pickings off them to get rid of the caterpillars. It's the girls' job actually, give them a little bucket, tell them to go collect caterpillars, they loved it. So didn't have to spray them or anything, they've done really well. I've got lots of electric daisies and things down there, just for fun. I grew far too many. I've got a full bed this year of New Zealand yams. There's a good 8 or 10 plants in there, and they've done really, really well. Well, hopefully. We'll see in like November, December when we harvest them, but last year they were great. Picked out the biggest ones, I grew on from them. This other side, got a bed here that's been cleared. The squashes are just taking over it. Got beans. I've not been great at picking these, so they've all gone a bit too far, so I'll probably just save the seed now, dry them, and then we'll eat them for the winter and make stews and stuff like that out of it. The next one down this side, we've got parsnips in for winter. That's also where I grew my parsnips for seed. You can still see some of them standing up. That was a great experiment. If you haven't seen it, check it out on the blog. I'll put the link in below. And then this was my tomatoes, sob. But last week got blight, and within 2 days, all of them dead. So I haven't really bothered picking any of the green ones off it or anything. So yeah, that was a bit of a disappointment because a lot nearly ready ripened. I was doing the one truss system, but I didn't do it well enough, and I got greedy. You can see how many holes I put in there. Far too many for a bed. They need to be, a couple of rows, then wider spacing, get the airflow around them. So I think I was my own worst enemy on that one, but never mind. And I've got these leeks, which are looking super. I'm really pleased with these, so we'll be eating them all winter. I love leeks. We haven't got that much winter stuff in, although we've got a lot of chard in. So this year I've grown loads of chard. There's loads of beetroot in there as well. I do need to just go through and weed it, like everything here at the moment. What else? We've got a few winter radishes down here. I've not grown these before, but apparently they're great for stews and things. And they grow them a lot in Europe and for cooking. You don't eat them raw, you cook with them. So, and they've germinated really well, much better than the carrots I put in alongside them. The carrots are a bit late and they haven't had time to mature. Then this side I've got salsify and silencia, or I'm not quite sure how you say it. And they've grown, so we'll have to see what they're like. I've not grown those before, so it's just something different. And then over here I've got, this was an experiment this year. This is called Peruvian Blackman. You make a wakacha sauce out of it, which is really nice. I made some the other day, but I think I might have grown too much. Probably grown enough for commercial kind of production. There's only 4 or 6 plants in there growing through plastic, but they're quite big. And the smell of them, you don't even need to touch them. You just be around them, they smell. It's really nice. It's mint, but kind of coriandery at the same time. I think it's a really nice herb. It's just gone a bit mental. Talking of a bit mental, I grew some giant acachoas. I don't know if you can see it. Gone out across there. It swabbed some of my sunflowers, fell them to the ground, and yeah, so I think the giant acachoas need some kind of control. The fact that they've not had any fruit on either, they're meant to be in a polytunnel, so it's not ideal. And then I've got Pulquinia there, which is a Mexican herb. And apparently that's a good substitute for coriander and things, and definitely tastes like coriander. I think I prefer it to the papilo I grew last year, but it doesn't look like it's going to go to seed this year. Again, probably once grown in a greenhouse to actually go to seed. And further on down, I did put some straw bales in. I was going to do the straw bale gardening, but as usual I try and take on too much. I didn't get round to it. So I've got these sunflowers. The sunflowers always go, you can see them, how massive they go. I love growing sunflowers, grow them every year, but I think I need to find somewhere a bit further away. Excuse me, some of that herbs got stuck in the back of my throat. I think I need to grow them a bit further away from other things because they shadow stuff, and probably better at the bottom of the garden. So this next year I'm going to try and get, this is my nursery bed of fruit trees, and this is going to get moved to my other garden over there. So hopefully I'm going to try and increase my number of veg beds down here, move all the fruit garden. It's just got rampant with nettles, you can barely get in there. Move the whole fruit garden over to my other garden, and then just have this all for vegetable production, salads and things like that. So that's the plan anyway. I'm now going to show you my other little bit of a garden. There's not much growing in there, but there's just a few interesting things. Okay, underneath the shade of the big digger here, I've got my second garden. Digger's here because we're doing lots of building work, which I can show you later. Here we've got a few interesting things growing in this little garden. We've got yacon growing, which is doing really well. I'm really looking forward to seeing how big the roots are going to be on this. Apparently they're absolutely huge, but I'm not sure what I'm going to do with them, but we'll see. And then down here I've got something called a Brooding Berry, which it's got some flowers on there now. Whether it's going to ripen or not, I was a bit late putting it in, so I don't know if that's going to do any good. And then further on up I've got this as well, which is a mashua. I picked this up from the seed swap. It's meant to have loads of flowers on it. I put it in the ground, but it's not flowered. But we'll see how big the roots are. I'll save them and try it again next year, see if that works. And then this, which needs moving, is sea buckthorn. It's just 2 years from the plant I bought. It's grown massive, so I do need to dig that out because it's just got a bit mental. And then here I've just got my fruit tree nursery from my grass last year. And so all these trees are ready they'll be ready to sell come the winter. Okay, so we'll go across and just show you that some of the building work we've been doing. I'll quickly walk this way. So if you've been following the blog, you know we've been building an extension, and this is where it's going to go. And then yesterday we poured the concrete. It's going to be really, really hot today. We poured that concrete yesterday. I'm really, really pleased with the finish. I went and borrowed a float off a friend, and I was floating it about 10 o'clock, 9:30, 10 o'clock last night, and I've got a really good finish of it. But I put plastic over the top, wet it with water, because what I don't want it to do is dry out too quickly and crack everywhere. So hopefully it's going to be fine. And then hopefully my bricklayer's coming next week, and we can get it on up, and one day have a bigger kitchen than one that's about 6 foot by 8 foot. That's the plan anyway. And I also built this manhole. I built that at the weekend, so that's for the drainage for the new house, and it goes across onto the patio where my little girl is, sat eating an apple and playing on her bike. So yeah, everything's going pretty good at the moment. We're just doing more hours in the day. Okay, so if you've liked my video, please click subscribe. I'm going to try and do more videos. Leave a comment and tell me what you'd like to see. And yeah, thank you very much for watching. Say bye.